The last paper of the session is by Shri R.P. Jain of Motilal Banarsi Das Publishers, the famous Indology publishers of India. Sri Jain could not come to the conference, so here his paper is being presented by Shri Prakash ji. All of us would like to acknowledge thankfully the book he has given to all of you. The book that has reached you comes from R.P. Jain ji from Motilal Banarsi Das, and Prakash ji is going to be very quick in presenting the paper because all of us are very hungry for the lunch. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Namaskaram to all of you. Mr. R.P. Jain was not able to make it, and therefore he requested me to come and present. So I hope to do some justice, knowing fully well that I'm standing in between you and the lunch. Um, so the topic I'm going to talk about real quick is this concept of Jain Yatra, and how is it important? How is this yatra important in today's day and age in terms of bringing in a set of core values that it inculcates in all of us in order for us to be more grounded, more meaningful as we kind of go through our lives, right? So that's really the subject of what we wanted to present. So let's start with understanding and defining as to what yatra is, right? I think a lot has been said in terms of yatras. It is about undertaking a religious or a sanctified travel to a known sacred place that, in a lot of ways, has powers which is beyond the human intellect, right, and human understanding. And I think it is important for all of us to undertake this, for the millions of people who undertake this, because it gives a very, very fresh perspective, right? Far away from the madding crowd, it gives a very new, fresh orientation towards life. And I think it is also believed to have some sacred power, which kind of brings in a lot of purpose and clarity of thought, right? Because there is so much of information all around, and we keep getting bombarded with this, that, the other. So a lot of times we need to clear our headset in terms of what is it that we want to do and where is it that we want to go. And I think undertaking a yatra is an important way to kind of achieve that. Okay. I also think that it empowers individuals a lot. A lot of times we are grappling with our own thoughts in terms of either the next tactical milestone or some kind of a deliverable, or finding some sort of a direction in terms of where we are going. And I think as we are grappling through a lot of these thoughts, there is a sense of a lack of power, a lack of belief, which basically kind of underwhelms the individual. And I think a yatra helps empower the individuals and brings in that sense of unknown power, which basically then helps us undertake a journey or undertake the direction in the way we want it to be. So in the context of Jain Yatra, there are three things I'm going to talk about in terms of the values it basically kind of brings out, right? So the first one is forgiveness. And all these three values are extremely relevant in today's day and age for us as individuals, right? So the first one is forgiveness. Forgiveness is an important fabric of the Jain religion, right? And a lot of the yatras that are undertaken by Jains are centered around this value of forgiveness. Okay. And when we talk about forgiveness, obviously we understand forgiveness towards the others, towards our peers, towards the other stakeholders in the society. But I think forgiveness is an important element even from an individual perspective. A lot of times when we feel bad about something, right, and we think of that here is an individual who's not done right to me and this, that, the other. I think there is this negative thought in ourselves which also at some level destroys us, right? I mean, destroy is a very strong word, but it kind of starts affecting us. And the way if we are able to kind of forgive the individual and forgive ourselves, it obviously brings in a lot of positivity, which I think helps the individual in more ways than one, right? So forgiveness is not just about the society and towards the others. It's also about the benefit that it brings to the individual self. Okay. So in the context of Jain Yatra, there is this festival called Paryushana, which is the Jain festival of forgiveness, right? The Jain pilgrims, they tour all the important pilgrim sites all the time, practicing the ritual of forgiveness, and it's right at the center of this particular festival. And therefore, as I said, forgiveness continues to be and is a very important fabric of the Jain religion. Okay, so that's the first one. The second important value that these yatras bring out is this concept of, or this value of non-violence, right? So this is again another key fabric of the Jain religion. A lot of the Jain gurus, the Jain gods, they have always preached and practiced a life of complete non-violence and nothing else, right? If you go to a lot of these pilgrim sites, the Jain pilgrim sites, you will see that you would experience and you would kind of you would experience this call from that site, from that sacred site, to practice this act of complete non-violence, right? And I think in today's day and age, where there is so much of greed and so much of materialism which is out there, I think it is a very, very important trait and a value for all of us individuals to have, because that obviously allows us to stay in harmony with the nature, with the other stakeholders of the ecosystem, amongst all of us as people and human, and also with animals and the larger environment, right? So that's the second one, which is this value of non-violence. The third one is this word which is called aparigraha, which is this concept of essentialism, right? You only should aspire to get and receive what is absolutely essential, and be completely devoid of any greed and this habit of trying to kind of hoard stuff which is not required for you to live a meaningful life, right? So Jain yatra has been one of the various ways in which Jainism has taught this concept of essentialism to people. So pilgrims are extremely encouraged to go and do dana. They do a lot of charity, and they are encouraged to give a lot of their excessive possessions that they have, and thereby practice this entire value of essentialism and consume less. As I said, right, in today's day and age, where it's very easy for all of us to get distracted and be wanting for one thing after the other. It's a very, very important trait for us to have in terms of practicing essentialism, and not to consume more than what is absolutely required, and be extremely grounded in terms of how we conduct our lives, right? So this is the third value on essentialism. And I think at the end of it, just to sum it up, traditionally yatra has been undertaken because it is believed that visiting a sacred space could remove any bad deed or activity or bad karma that all of us would have done unknowingly, right? So it kind of improves the overall well-being. It believes, in fact, even Jainism believes that the root of all diseases and all what should I say, all negativities is this concept of doing some bad activities and bad deeds, and going to a sacred place obviously kind of helps us one, reflect on that, to realize that, to not repeat that in a conscious way in the future, right? So in addition to those three values, which is forgiveness, which is ahimsa, and which is this concept of essentialism, undertaking Jain yatras is obviously an important element of all of our well-beings as we live our lives on a day-to-day basis. So with that, I would like to just thank my session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prakash ji. Sri R.P. Jain ji would be very, very happy the way you have presented. Probably he would have not done better than you. Excellent. And towards the end of this paper, there was a mention of Ayurveda. After the lunch, we are going to have a session on Yatra and Ayurveda, Yatra and Wellness. After the lunch, let us eagerly wait for this. Yeah, half an hour, just half an hour for lunch. Let us be very quick with the lunch also.